like someone tore open my stomach and then put a saw on the engine and then press the saw down for the saw to shatter every part of the bones and organs inside my body. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, I'll be telling you guys the story of my first pregnancy. Now, I would have told you about both pregnancies, but I feel like the first pregnancy was more eventful. So let's stick to the first pregnancy. Now, if you've not seen the video on how I met my husband, G, then you guys should just pause this video, watch that, then come back. I'll leave the link in the description below, okay? You need to see the video so you understand the character I call my husband and why he does some things that he do. Anyway, he does something that he does. You do something that you do. He does something that he why he behaves the way he behaves. Okay, so before I start this video, I have a school at the right side of my house, and I have some constructions happening at the left side of my house, like the opposite, the next house by my left. And now it's 2 p.m. so parents are here to take their children, so I'm going to be hearing plenty noise, but I need to shoot this video today because I've been postponing quite a long time. So please just bear with me, and very soon the noises are going to die down, I promise you. Okay, let's move on. Now, after Jay and I got married, we decided after I convinced him that we should not have children yet. Like, we should just enjoy the marriage period, like that phase, that first phase, that honeymoon phase. Because I heard quite a lot that once children come in, this thing is over, honeymoon period is over, plenty fights, plenty this thing, there won't be time for yourself, and so on and so forth. And I just wanted that honeymoon phase to last quite a long. So I was like, let's just wait for like a year or two before we have kids. And it was after he was like, no, I'm too old. I want to be able to play football with my son. I'm like, dude, chill. You're just 3 years older than me. So which one is that too old? Let's just calm down, please. But anyway, he agreed. So we said that we're going to Gallivant and go around. You know, I like that feeling of going to the club and they're like, oh my God, you guys are married. You guys are so cute. Wow, yeah. I liked that feeling. So after I convinced him, we started gallivanting. Now, another thing you guys should know about me is I'm a very, very paranoid person. Like, I can create a scenario in my head and I will leave that scenario to the end. Like, I will behave like it's already happening to me. I might even go into panic mode, like it's already happening to me. That was how I went for one church service. And the pastor was preaching, and then he was talking about women not being able to have kids. Like, he was praying for women that want the fruit of the womb. And I was like, oh my God, what if when I'm ready to have kids, I won't be able to do that? Like, what am I going to do? I went into full panic mode. So when we got home that day from church, I told my husband, see, let's just try. I'm not ready to have children now, but let's try and see if I can get pregnant. Do you understand? He was like, let's do it. Like, that was what he actually wanted. So I downloaded this app that showed me that my ovulation period, like the peak moment of my ovulation period, was like 2 days ago, and that my chances of getting pregnant that day was very low. So I just told my husband that, well, since we've missed this window, we're going to try next month. But since we're already in the mood to, you understand, get down, we just got down. Fast forward 3 weeks later, I started feeling pain on my left boob, like serious pain. Like, I wake up in the morning, it's throbbing, like I feel like something is heavy inside it. Now, I did not think of pregnancy because from everything I've heard about pregnancies, yeah, the symptoms that you're going to be feeling pain on your breast, but both breasts, and then the breasts are going to get big. Now my breasts were not getting big, and I was feeling pain on just one breast, so it is definitely not pregnancy. So we went to ask Google, and then Google told us that I had cancer, and then I wanted to die. Like, hey, I was thinking of my life, like, what would they say? Hey, yeah, that woman, she just got married. She not even bear children for her husband. She now died. She left the husband a widow. Like, I lived the scenario. I was panicking. I was crying. Why me? Oh God! I've not done test too. I did not do test. We called all the doctors that we knew in our lives, and they were just telling us that go to the hospital. They kept saying pregnancy, and I'm not pregnant. I know I'm not pregnant. I cannot be pregnant. We now called my husband's sister. She is a medical doctor. And I told her that that. She now said, it's not cancer. Wait first. Are you having discoloration on your legs? I said no. Are you feeling so? I said no. Have you done pregnancy? I said, because I was tired of people thinking it's pregnancy. I know it was not pregnancy. So I was like, no. I was like, yes, I've done pregnancy test. It's negative. It's not pregnancy. She now said, okay, wait some this thing, then go to so place and do this kind of test. I said, okay. But that evening, I was like, when this one that everybody's saying pregnant, let me just try. Because this is going on. This has been going on for like 1 week straight. And my boobs were still not getting big. and the pain was still on one breast. In fact, one morning, I woke up with so much pain. I was not crying. I don't know if the pain was from the breast or the pain of for the fact that I had cancer. I was sharp praying. I was just crying. My when I woke up was not like, what, why are you crying? I was not like, I don't know, it's paining me. And it was like, my husband started kabashing. G laid his hand on my breast in a non-sexual way and kabashed. He prayed. In fact, that was the first and last time till now that G ever laid his hand on my breast without sex on his mind. I know he's going to watch this video, but yeah. Okay, so that I was thinking to myself, like, this is what everybody is saying, pregnancy. Maybe I should just go and do this test too. So I bought pregnancy kit. I did test, and lo and behold, it showed positive. I'm like, okay, this is 17 naira on. Let me buy. You understand? I said, no, let me not even buy. Let me just go and do blood test. So I told you, babe, let's go and do pregnancy. He said, why? I said, no, let's just. I don't want to tell that I've done this thing. Let's go. So we went to the hospital. We did blood test. The woman just came and said, congratulations. It was the sweetest news. We forgot. Okay, I forgot I was not ready because I think it was mostly relief, like, it's not cancer. Oh, I could have kids. But we were so happy. We were just smiling and went and we made sweet eba. What do you think I was going to say? We made sweet eba with chicken wings. We ate, we celebrated, we drank wine. We were so happy. But that was how I got pregnant with my first kid. Anyways, now let's fast forward to me having the baby. Now, when we chose the hospital that I'm going to have my child, it was my sister-in-law that actually told us about that hospital. And the hospital is owned and operated by a Deeper Life man and Deeper Life staffs. Like, all the staff there are Deeper Life members. So the man is like, you know what it means for a Deeper Life to own a hospital. So it's strict discipline and so on. There's no saying go for 19 bone in his body. But we did not know that when we first went to the hospital. So when we got there, the first thing we told the man is that we've come for antenatal. In fact, it was my husband that was warning him. My wife is athletic. She works out a lot. She's very fit. I don't want to hear you, because I know how your private hospital used to be. If I don't want to hear you say she has to do CS, so she's strong. The man just, and I said, no problem. We just do what the body tells us to do. Okay? From 36 weeks, either 35 or 36 weeks, the doctor discovered that I had high blood pressure, and he placed me on a drug that is supposed to like bring it down. Do you understand? And he was monitoring it. And I went into labor 2 days before my due date. So it was 39 weeks, 2 days. I was exercising. I was doing one dance aerobics. I remember it was a Monday morning. I was doing the dance aerobics when I felt the swing. It was different from the ones I normally feel. But like bing, I don't know how to explain it. Sorry, I can't explain it. But I knew it was different. But I ignored it because, again, I've been reading a lot. Like, I don't know why I do this to myself. I go to Google a lot to go and read things. And I know that many people will think they are in labor. They will not go to the hospital. They will not spend 5 days. Or something. We won't send them back. And I did not want that to happen to me. Like, if you had asked me then, I would have just, not that if you had asked me, when people were asking, I used to tell them, I don't want, if I go to the hospital, I just like this, and the baby is going to fly out. Like, I'm so fit. See, okay, let's move on. So, I was exercising. I was doing dance aerobics with Shanti, my fitness idol, my fitness role model. I was doing the dance aerobics when I felt that bang, and I knew something was different. But I continued. I finished the exercise. I went to have my bath. The thing was increasing, like contractions, getting deeper and deeper. So this started around 8 in the morning on Monday morning. Then by 12, it was like getting more painful. By then, I already told my husband. He was now watching me. I was watching a movie. He was watching me like, can we go to the hospital? No, not yet. I felt like I had done this before. Like I knew what I was doing. Like, no, don't worry. It's not painful yet. It has to be very painful before you go to the hospital. You know, it's supposed to be very... Don't you used to watch movie? Now, let me tell you guys, some chase all those people that used to say, I can't walk! Help me! It's a lie. It's a lie. I don't know why people used to exaggerate. I'm not saying that it's not painful. That labor pains are not much. But they don't get out of hand to the extent that a woman is falling like a drunken person like Nollywood used to show us. Moving on. When it was 1 p.m., I now called my mom. I'm like, Mommy, how are you? I'm fine. I'm in labor. She was like, you're not in labor. You can still talk. If you're in labor, you won't be able to talk. I'm like, okay. I've called my doctor. The doctor was like, okay, when the contractions are so minutes apart, then you can start coming. I said, okay. We're timing. I think he told us when it's like 5 minutes apart, we should come. But it wasn't, it was still like 10 minutes apart. I still went to the market, I bought things, I made palm oil rice. I won't forget palm oil rice because that was what I felt like eating. So I made the rice. Then by 8 p.m., it was now getting really painful. Like I couldn't breathe well. Like I'm gasping for air, kind of painful. My husband was like, let's go to the hospital. Like I can still bear the pain. If I can bear the pain, it means that there's still long time. There's still time. So I convinced him to go to bed. I was fine. So he went to bed after, like, I really had to convince him. If I had not convinced him, the sleep took over because he refused to actually sleep. Then around 12, if my husband was there, I would have told him to tell you guys this part of the story because I don't, he actually is the one that knows how to relate that part. But around 12 a.m., I was on the bed and I just knew that I was not lying. I was actually crouching. Like, my husband said, like a tiger, I want to pounce on somebody. And I was rocking forward and backward. And he woke up and he was like, babe, what's wrong with you? And he said, I grumbled like, and the guy went into panic mode. Bah! He first started calling all because we've arranged with someone that was supposed to take us to the hospital. We've arranged with the taxi then. And he called all the taxi man. The man did not pick. We now had to call our neighbor. He called the neighbor like, hey, Dare, my wife is in labor. Dare was like, calm down. Don't worry, I'm coming. Because Dare, they've gone through it. They're also newly married couple, but they have a kid, so he has experienced it before. So it was more calm than my husband. Like, don't worry, calm down, I'm coming. So that he came, and then he took us to the hospital. And when we got to the gate that leads to the estate of the hospital, the gate was locked, and my husband wanted to break the gate down over this gate. But we have to walk to the hospital. When we got to the hospital, they now checked. I was just 2 centimeters dilated. 2 centimeters, my sisters and brothers. Like if you know about pregnancies and dilation and you understand, you know that you have to get to 10 centimeters before they can say you are ready to push. I was just 2 centimeters since 8 in the morning till 1 a.m. the next day. 2 centimeters. I was shocked. My mom was like, what do you mean by 2? Like she cannot push. And I said, no, no. Start doing exercise. That was what they told me. Start doing exercise. I was like, what? I've exercised throughout this product. Which one is start doing exercise? Then I just be walking up and down the stairs. So I started walking up and down the stairs. I walked up and down the stairs. I was rest. The distance was increasing. They kept saying, no, we're praying. They were praying for me. It's like, you understand, God-loving hospital. I don't know what else to call it. They were praying for me. I mean, the nurses and doctor were praying for me. And I was walking up down the stairs. I think around 4 a.m. they went to check. 4 centimeters. I was like, what the fuck is happening to me? What? Now, remember I told you guys that hospital is operated by Deeper Life people. In fact, the owner, like the doctor, is actually a pastor. So imagine the kind of language they speak, like how they talk. But that day, guys, I was swearing like mad. I'm very sure when they discharged me, they will call people to sanctify the actually. They would do prayers and holy water to sanctify the church because I was just cursing anyhow. I was in so much pain. And by the time it was getting to like by 8 a.m., I was by 8, I was exhausted. Like, because I think it was more about being disappointed with my body. Like, I felt like my body failed me. Like, I had so much expectation. I had this high hopes that if I go to the hospital, like, I felt like me staying at home and going through that pain was because I want to go to the hospital and not waste time. And now I'm wasting time. Why is my body doing this to me? All the exercises I've been doing, what happened to them? Why is my body like failing me? Like it's falling my hand. So I was frustrated, I was tired, I was disappointed, and I was depressed. It's not as if the contraction stopped. So that's the problem. I didn't think the contraction even stopped. I would like, there was no rest period again for me. The contractions were now back to back. And whenever I had a little chance to rest, the nurses will not come and touch my stomach. They will pinch me because they want the baby to be moving. They want the contraction to be strong enough to dilate. Do you understand? To dilate the to open my cervix for me to push. So they will come and they will touch. And that touch is like, you are killing me. Like, stop it. Like, don't touch me. And somebody was screaming, don't touch me. Leave me. Let me rest. Like, I was so angry at everybody. My husband was beside himself. Like, he didn't know what to do. He was praying, he was moving around. Like, I did not even have enough energy to even pity him because at that point I was really tired. So this thing happened, this thing continued like this till 12 p.m. By then it was as if I couldn't see. Like I lost conscious. Not I did not really lose consciousness literally, but I can't tell you what happened and how, because when I checked, it was now 12 p.m. and I've been in that pain for a very long time. I was visibly stressed. The doctor now called my husband. Like he called him to my room. Because I was running around making calls, calling pastors for prayers. He now called him to my room and was like, "You guys, the baby is stressed. You guys need to do surgery. Like she need a CS. The baby is stressed and your wife is stressed. Her BP is very high. I've been trying to control it since, but we can't control it anymore. You guys need to do CS." At that point, if you told me that you're going to tear the baby and I would have agreed to anything that would stop the pain. So my husband signed the papers, then they sent someone to shave me, so for a clear incision site, so you get. Then they wheeled me to the theater room, and then they strapped me down, like my hands and my legs strapped down. I was wondering why they strapped me down, but anyways, they strapped me down. My own is, please fucking administer the drugs, let me just sleep, give me the injection, I want to sleep. So doctor now came and then he administered the general anesthesia. And then he said, "Pray for us." So I started praying. Now, he was actually expecting me to just say the first two lines and then fall asleep. But sisters and brothers, I was kabashing. I was praying and praying, "Oh God, help me." I can't remember what I prayed, but the prayer was long. And I have a vague memory of him telling the nurse to increase the dosage. They gave me another shot. Not like increase, like give her another shot. They gave me another shot. I was still praying. Then they looked at me and like, "Give her another shot." And they gave me another shot, and then I just dozed off. Now, when I fell asleep, I don't know if it's asleep, but because I was still conscious somehow, like it was another consciousness. It was like a tunnel, pure white tunnel, and I was going through that tunnel with speed, like boom, very, very fast. And I feel like parts of my body was kind of distorted. Like my head was bigger than my hand. One wrist is tiny, the other one is big. Like my body was kind of I don't know how to explain it, but this, like I was a cartoon character. Yes, like I was a cartoon character, and I was going with speed. And I remember in my head, in that consciousness, I was telling myself that don't die. You have to come back. This is how people used to die. Do you remember the movies you used to watch? Remember when they say don't go towards the light? This everywhere is white like this. It's like light, so don't go there. I start coming back. Come back. Don't go. Don't. I was talking to myself in that tunnel, and then I woke up. And when I woke up, I wished I did not wake up. Like I wished I hadn't woken up when I woke up, because I woke up to this excruciatingly undescribable pain. Like I felt like I had, like someone tore open my stomach and then put a saw on the engine and then press the saw down for the saw to shatter every part of the bones and organs inside my body. If my husband was here, he would have told you guys that he was outside, because they did not allow him into the theater. He was outside and he said he first heard a scream, that like it was like a guttural scream, like it was an animal scream. Yes, animal. That when he first heard that scream, he felt like his heart jumped out of his mouth. That was how he said it. Like his heart jumped out of his mouth. That he just jumped up and came out to come and ask, "What's happening? Is that my wife?" And then he heard the scream, and then the scream continued. That scream was very loud. And I did not scream, because I thought I just screamed and stopped. He said the scream did not stop. Like it was a continual scream. It was just scream, like it was just loud and very long. Meanwhile, what was happening to me then is I woke up 5 minutes into my surgery, 5 minutes, and the drug totally wore off. It totally wore off. So I was feeling the freaking pain. I felt all the freaking pain at that moment. And that was when they had just made the incision, and they're just trying to tear open. Normally during CS they will just open a tiny plate, just tiny, then they will use the hand to open the rest, that the tear would not be much. So that was what they were just doing when I woke up. It was the tearing they were actually doing when I woke up, and then they've not even started pulling the baby out or separating and moving my organs when I woke up. So I actually went through the pain of them separating my stomach with their hand, moving the organs away, bringing out my baby, and then stitching me back. I went through that pain. I felt every single one of those pains, and it was something. It's something I don't want to ever in my life relieve again, or wish even on my worst enemy. But anyway, moving on. When they finished the stitching, no, not even then, when they pulled the baby out, they left me for a while to quickly attend to the baby, right? Like I don't even know what happened, but I know that at some moment I did not feel pain for a while because I heard them saying blood of Jesus, like they're trying to revive the baby, and I was just in my mind, you cannot dare die. I will kill you if you die. Like I was feeling like, you, after putting me to no, no, you will not die. You cannot die. I will see you. We'll play together. I was saying that in my mind, and then I heard my baby cry. And I was like, and I smiled. I don't know if the smile made it to my face, but I know I smiled. And then the pain restarted because they had to stitch me and I was feeling everything. But basically that was what happened with my first pregnancy. My second pregnancy almost happened the same way, but I never was like, I was more prepared this time. Like, okay, yeah, I think I've not even told you guys the most important part of this story, which is why did I wake up 5 minutes into my C-section, right? Well, I used to drink a lot. Like the doctor came, and the doctor actually came when I recovered consciousness because I slept for like 10 hours straight. Okay, not 10 hours straight. I was wheeled out of the operation, the theater room, 2:45, and I woke up around 6 p.m. Either 6, I think 6 or 7 p.m. And when I woke up, the doctor came to check me, did some things, left. Then the next morning, he asked me, "Do you drink?" I said, "No, I can't drink when I'm pregnant." I said, "No, no, no. Did you drink? Like, do you used to drink before?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Like, how much?" "Like wine." You know, the man is so innocent. "Like wine, like 1 glass of wine." I just smiled. I said, yeah. I said, "Which is 2 glasses?" I said, "Well, maybe I used to finish 1 bottle." So what happened is that my body actually grew resistance to those um to the anesthesia. My body, or the, I don't know how to explain it, but my body was too strong for the alcohol level in me, even though I did not drink throughout pregnancy, was still too strong for the anesthesia to take effect. And the fact that my BP was already too high did not help matter, so they couldn't even administer more. They had, because he said that even those 2 extra dosages that he administered to me was even risking it, because my BP was already too high and they just needed me to stay. That was why they administered those 2 dosages. That was why they administered those 2 dosages. Now, I'm not telling you guys a story to scare you away from pregnancies or giving birth. No, 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 no. Pregnancy is not like one size fits all. Everybody have their own different experience with pregnancy. And some people, I have many friends that just went to the theater and they just pushed and the baby came out. Like, my own happened to me because my baby, I couldn't dilate past 5 centimeters because my baby had his hands on his head like this. Like, even after we gave birth to my son, for the first 2 weeks, this is how he sleeps. When he sleeps, he has his hands on his head like this. So because his hands were blocking the distance, I couldn't dilate because he has already, like, he doesn't want his head to come out. Do you understand? His hands were blocking, so I couldn't have pushed. Actually, even if I dilated, I couldn't have pushed. So God has his own reason for doing everything he does. My workout actually helped me exercising a lot made me recover very, very fast. Like, the way I recovered, the doctor was always surprised. Like, when he comes, he has this milestone for me to cross. I always cross it like this. Like, before you know, I'm already fatting. Like, I think I fatted that day or the next day. Everything was fast, and he kept saying, "Wow, you're recovering." Even my scar disappeared, like it faded off, and the way I healed was really good. So because I'm saying this now because some people were like, with all the exercises you did not push. No, exercising had nothing to do with it. Giving birth like a Hebrew woman had nothing to do with it. The main important thing about having a kid is that you went to the hospital and came out safe, and your baby is safe. Both of you are safe and sound. So don't be scared, okay? Thanks for watching. See you guys again in my next video, where I'll be telling you guys preparation for C-sections and what to expect after a C-section. All right. Bye-bye.